Ruslan.
Lately, I have been covering this idea of addiction, sharing my own addiction, giving you guys some academic background and support for how addiction really works, how to conquer addiction. It's been a fun series. A lot of you guys have been enjoying it. And I wanted to tie this concept of willpower, self-control, scripturally, but also very practically and pragmatically, so that those of us who are dealing with addiction can have some tools to fight some of these addictions and how to conquer and form new habits and form healthier, better addictions, I guess, if you will, if there's better addictions, right? But be addicted to the good things, build new patterns, okay? So I think this is going to be very helpful, and it's very simple. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about it, but I do want to jump into this. And you guys, many of you are familiar with this passage. This is Galatians 5. We're going to talk about the fruit of the Spirit, okay? The fruit of the Spirit, Galatians 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, fullness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. The first thing I want to point out is that many of us see this passage and we think the fruits of the Spirit. We misquote it. Now, why is this important? Well, it says fruit of the Spirit. And if you have talking about fruit, to me, what this sounds like is this is an overflow of the Spirit doing work in you. And now this is how manifested with fruit. The temperament of your personhood has changed. The type of behaviors you have are different. The trajectory of your life is different. These aren't just fruits like apples and oranges and, bananas. No, this is the fruit, and it's expressed. The fruit of the Spirit is expressed in all these different ways. What are those ways? Love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. So there's the fruit of the Spirit expressed in all kinds of different ways. Why am I talking about this? Well, because many of us want this fruit, do we not? If I ask you, do you want more fruit of the Spirit? Do you want more byproduct of living an intimate life with Jesus, of being aligned more to his will? You would say, yeah, I want that. I mean, the world would look at these things and say, yeah, we want these things. We want to be more loving, have more joy, have more peace, be more kind, be more full, be more faithful, gentle, self-control. The world would say they want these things, right? Sometimes as Christians, though, if I'm going to be honest, we over-spiritualize it. And we think that the Holy Spirit is just going to magically do a work in your life and you're just going to naturally be more self-controlled. If you're coming from a background of addiction, if you're coming from a background of struggling with pornography or struggling with eating, you just think that God's just going to zap you and all of a sudden, boom, now you're more self-controlled. Now you can control your urges. Now you can do these things. But I think it's a bit simpler than that. I think God can definitely do a miraculous work and just take away certain desires. But I think a lot of times, if we're talking about the fruit of the Spirit, what I think this is saying is there's a transformation that happens and it manifests itself in different ways. But some of these things require effort. Some of these things require some knowledge. And I'm going to give you guys some practical application points with this in regards to self-control. Now, self-control is something that hopefully we want. Self-control is how you form new habits. Self-control is how you get rid of bad habits. If you want to grow in self-control, listen up. Self-control is a byproduct of being able to harness your will and channel your will into the things you find most productive, most beneficial for you. Okay, it's about harnessing your willpower. What do I mean? I mean, quite simply, your willpower is finite. It's not infinite, okay? So your willpower runs out. Your willpower runs out. What am I talking about? You are more likely to do the things you don't want to do in the morning. Why? Because your willpower is actually higher in the morning. And for men, our willpower and our testosterone is higher in the morning, right? So you tend to be a bit more aggressive. You tend to be more confrontational in the morning, right? So your willpower is higher in the morning. What does that mean? Well, that means that the things you don't want to do, but you know you should do, you probably should knock them out in the morning. You want to get healthy, you want to get fit, hey, get your butt up, do that gym workout in the morning. Get into your worship in the morning. Get into reading the Bible in the morning. You have more willpower to do hard things. You want to learn a skill. You want to do some administrative work. You want to try something new. You're better off stimulating your brain and executing in the morning because your willpower is higher. Okay, your willpower is higher. In the evening, your willpower depletes as your day goes on. If you think about it, when do you make the most of your bad decisions? Is it in the morning when you wake up? Do you wake up and just want to eat cookies and brownies and binge Netflix and do nothing? Or do you get up and you have some hope and you want to do something, you want to accomplish something? You got that drive. It's in the morning. When are you most likely to waste time, squander time, eat bad food, look at things you shouldn't look at, overdrink, overconsume alcohol, hook up, right? In the evening. Why? Because your willpower depletes as the day goes on. Now, just that knowledge alone should give you guys some very practical tools on what you can and can't do, when you should consider doing certain things. Is if you understand that, hey man, Ruslan tends to make really stupid decisions with eating, with what I want to watch, with the kind of conversations I'm willing to have in the evening. Well, guess what your guy Ruslan does? Ruslan started going to bed earlier. Ruslan goes to bed now with the new baby. Guys, I'm in bed by like 9. I know. I'm an old man. I'm an old geezer. I'm in bed by like 9:30. Like, I'm not exaggerating, right? And maybe I'll sit there with the iPad. Me and my wife will watch something. But, hey, I prevent myself from eating stuff I shouldn't eat and from doing all kinds of dumb stuff, wasting time, binge watching Netflix. I'm not saying there's anything watching Netflix or watching your favorite show on Hulu. I'm saying the later I stay up, the more likely my brain just starts being dumb. I just start being stupid late at night. So I don't stay up as late as night. I try to have a power morning, right? I'm talking about gym. I'm talking about praise and worship. I'm talking about prayer. I'm talking about the word. I did all that by 8 a.m. Woke up at 5:30, did all that by 8 a.m. By the time 8 a.m. comes around, I'm hanging out with family. I'm getting some food. I'm making good nutritional decisions, right? Your willpower, you have more of it. Now, can you replenish your willpower? Can you replenish your willpower? Yes, you can. What are some ways you can replenish your willpower? Here are a couple. One, connection with humans. The last video was about connection, that the opposite of addiction isn't just sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection with God, connection with people, connection with your purpose, so on and so forth. So connecting with people, having that good conversation, that heart-to-heart conversation. You're having a hard time, you connect with somebody. You having a hard time, you pray to God. That can replenish your willpower. Human interaction is very powerful. A FaceTime conversation, very powerful. So you can replenish your willpower. Sometimes you're going through it. It's hard. You're having a tough day, and then boom, you have that phone call, that FaceTime connection with someone who's your accountability partner, right? That will help replenish your willpower. Another thing you can do to replenish your willpower, eating. Some of you guys do not eat enough, and some of you guys eat once or twice a day, and then by the time you eat the next time, because you're so famished and you haven't eaten and you haven't been paying attention to your stomach, you then binge and eat stuff you shouldn't eat. Okay, shout out to all the folks who are like intermittent fasting. Respect, I've done it. But if you're eating once a day and your first time eating is at 12, and then you don't eat the whole day because you didn't plan out your day, guess what you're gonna eat later on in the evening? Probably not something so healthy. So eating replenishes your willpower. Eating food replenishes your willpower. It makes you less moody, makes you more full, makes you more content. Right? And so for me, I eat a couple of smaller meals throughout the day. I get out of the gym, I have a protein shake. I eat around 10 a.m. Then I have lunch around 12 or 1. Then I just had another snack. Now I'm gonna have dinner, right? Guess what? I'm always replenishing my willpower so that I'm not making dumb decisions to go for the cookies or the ice cream or get some flourless cocoa cookies, because I'm feeding myself preemptively before I'm hungry. It's another one. So eating, what else? Sleeping. Taking naps can replenish your willpower. If you had a super duper stressful morning and you were just exhausted, you had a ton of confrontation, you maintained your willpower, you didn't explode on nobody, people have been trying you all day, and you're like, fam, this is hard. And you know you're gonna have that tough encounter at night. Maybe you gotta deal with another family member, and you're like, yo, this person be getting on my nerves, and I don't wanna lose it. I don't wanna lose it. So, what can you do? You can eat. You can make sure you're rested. Take a little nappy nap. Take a little 30-minute nap, little cat nap, little 30-minute nap will instantly replenish your willpower, right? Instantly replenish your willpower. And so when you're thinking about forming new habits, when you're thinking about the fruit of the Spirit, growing in self-control, growing in these things, growing with new habits, right? Hey, know that it's gonna be very difficult for you if you are working a long 8-9 hour day to then get off of work and go to the gym for an hour and a half and make good nutritional decisions. It's unlikely. I'm not saying people can't do it. I'm saying, generally speaking, that's unlikely. If you get up in the morning and you crush that workout at 5:30 and you read your Bible and you get into that prayer, you do your worship, you knock out all those things, you don't give yourself time for excuses, your brain's not even fully awake. By the time I'm waking up, guys, I'm already driving to the gym. I'm like, oh, this whole thing is in motion before I even have a time to talk myself out of it. But if you're waiting until 4 or 5 p.m. to get in the gym, 4 or 5 p.m. to read your Bible, 4 or 5 p.m. to eat good, you're going to be like, fam, do I really want to go to the gym today? Do I really want to do this today? Your willpower depletes as the day goes on. If you don't hear anything from this video, just know that your willpower depletes as your day goes on. And you can do things to rebuild your willpower. The best thing you can do is eat and rest and communicate and connect, right? Common sense, I know, but common sense isn't so common. And so check this out. If you're getting your butt up earlier, if you're up at, I don't know, let's just say 5:30, 5:45. That's around the time I wake up. Some days I'll wake up as late as 6:30. Saturdays, I might sleep in a little after that. You're getting up, you're crushing your morning, you're doing all the things you know you need to do, whatever things you're working on. I'm not saying everybody got to go to the gym and everybody got to be into fitness training and everybody got to be in right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that these things I do. Okay, and you're doing these things. What you'll notice is that by the time, 7 o'clock comes around, your boy is tired, okay? I am freaking tired. It's been a long day. Me and Trey, we're sitting here trying to troubleshoot Ecamm for a couple hours. Me and Zach was working on stuff. I had some friends over. They replenished some of my willpower, gave me this juice to go in and knock out this video. But guys, I'm freaking tired. I ain't got time to be up until 11, 12, watching goofy stuff I shouldn't be watching on Netflix or worse. I just ain't got time for it because I've already mapped out my day. And now the last decision you got to make is take your butt to bed, Ruslan. Go lay down when your wife lays down, Ruslan. Don't stay up by yourself watching TV, Ruslan. Get that butt up. Get that butt in bed, right? And so hopefully this is really practical. Understand this, guys, that in order to change how your trajectory is going in life, in order to get anything worth having in life, it's gonna require sacrifice. It's going to require discipline, and it's going to require you knowing how to channel that willpower to form good habits that build over time, like me going live on YouTube. It was a good habit. It formed over time, consistency, knowing myself, and to cut out bad habits. And the best way to cut out bad habits is to form good habits. The opposite of addiction isn't just abstinence and sobriety. No. The opposite of addiction is connection, which leads to sobriety. Hopefully this is making sense, man. Consider this stuff. Consider when you're making those bad decisions. I guarantee you it's later in the day, and I guarantee your morning isn't as productive as it could be. And if you implement some of this stuff, you will start seeing the needle move. It may not be overnight, but you will start seeing the needle move. I talked about the keystone habits in one of my other videos. I read Power of Habit. My keystone habit, hey, going to bed earlier, waking up earlier. That one habit got me in my Bible regularly. That one habit got me praying regularly. That one habit got me in the gym. That one habit got me to lose weight. That one habit got me to be more present in my home, got my business growing. All these different things changed once I started waking up earlier. My days just seemed to expand, and I felt more inspired and more creative when I had longer days. So hopefully this is making sense. Let me know what you guys think about it. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, do me a solid and give it a thumbs up, please. It would help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. It costs you nothing. It's a win-win when you do that. You tell YouTube you like this video, YouTube pushes it up. The algorithm, if you aren't subscribed, look down, make sure you're subscribed, turn the bell notification on. 51% of people who watch this channel are not subscribed. It would help me a ton out if you did. And if you want to partner with what we're doing, consider joining our Patreon community, the illest online community in the entire universe. We do Zoom calls or become a channel member. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I greatly appreciate you guys, all right? Peace.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
But what they missed, but what they missed is when you put God in the mix. But what they missed, but what they missed is when you put God in the mix. Ah, yes. Ah, yeah.